going on, guys? Welcome to Blake's Garage. So today I wanted to talk about a little bit of suspension noises that my car has been making. This is all due to aftermarket sway bars. As soon as you guys install aftermarket sway bars, your car is most likely gonna clunk and clank a little bit. It's mostly due to greasing the bushings, greasing the actual end links themselves, and also how tight you tightened up the bolts on the end links as well. Well, normally I get under the car about once a month to tighten up the end links, so I just kind of wanted to show a video of that, just kind of the noises that the car makes, which are really annoying. It always tends to happen, like I said, about a month apart, but that's mostly from doing an autocross. Really, it happens about the day after autocross, just because I'm mashing on the car so hard, and it gets those sway bars twisting, which is loosening up those bolts, because there's no lock washer on those bolts. It's just two flat washers, the bolt and the nut on the end of it. So you smash that down and smashing down the polyurethane, which also has a sleeved piece in it, but you're only smashing that down to, you know, a certain amount of foot-pounds that you think that it should go to. I forget what the factory recommendation is, but normally on these aftermarket ones, I would recommend a little bit tighter than that, really just until it feels pretty tight, because if they are loose or to the factory setting, the car will squeak a lot. So let me get to a part where I can kind of replicate those noises that it makes. Basically, like every little bump that I'm hitting right now, you can just hear the rear sway bar just kind of just going clunk, 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 and it's really annoying. So let's get over to this part of the road and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, guys, so this is what I'm talking about right here. I can just replicate it just by going like this. Listen real close. All right, a little bit there. So I'm just jacking up the car from the rear differential. You could do it from each side too, but I don't know. I don't really worry about this spot because I think it's strong enough. Most all like rear wheel drive cars, you can do this, and this is all wheel drive, so why not? So I'm gonna go ahead and put the stands under it. Now, the reason I'm doing this is you got to get both wheels off the ground. Once you do that, you got to put the stands under it too, because the suspension has to be under load when you tighten down the sway bars. All right, guys, so I have the cartboy end links, which are right there. Those are the cartboard end links, and that is the bottom bolt right there. These are the white line sway bars. So you have the lock, the stop lock, that'll be on both sides. So that's something you might want to check out. Those could clunk. They also have those strut bars, which are a pretty cool feature about the white line sway bars. It kind of stabilizes that tower a little bit better there. But what I'm gonna do is tighten these bolts up right up here. Tighten those up. That should get rid of a lot of the clunking. I'm gonna lube it up a little bit too. I guess I never put any lube on these back bushings. You know, these say they're lubeless. I would say put a little bit of lube on them. It's not gonna hurt, but they do say that you don't have to lube them up ever. But the bushings here, these are polyurethane, and you can see they're not very smashed down or anything like that. So I think they've just loosened up over time. And I'm gonna tighten those up. So I'm gonna take this area right here in between the bolts. I'm gonna go ahead and put some lube on there. So basically what I'm using is this. It's just red and tacky. It's just like a multi-purpose grease. I use it for pretty much everything. There may be a better grease out here, but I mean, this seems to work fine for me. It's pretty thick, it's red, and it's tacky, just like it says. Let it shove my finger in there, get a little bit, and then just shove it in between all the screws, bolts, and washers. Get this all nice and lubed up. I mean, it may look a little bit ugly, but that's all right. I don't want this thing to squeak anymore because it's really annoying. So I would recommend to do this. If you want to do this in this area, you want to do it on the lower bolt. And then also you could do it in between your your D bushings on the sway bar as well, but I don't know if I'm gonna do them there. Kind of gonna try it out, see if it makes a difference, and then if it doesn't, I'll add the grease there as well. And so I'm gonna go ahead and torque this back down. Now, before, I have torqued this down before to the factory torque spec, but that made it squeak like really bad. I can't remember what the factory torque was. I think it was like 55 or something along those lines. I don't really remember, but all I know is I had to torque this down pretty good to get it not to squeak. So I'm just gonna do that again. I'm just gonna do it by feel till it's tight, because squeaking is annoying. Whatever, it's really just making the rear sway bar just more stiff, if anything, which I'm okay with. Get a little bit more oversteer dialed in if you do that. So now I can see that it's kind of squeezing out. It's got a bunch of lube in it, so that's better for me. Gonna go ahead and repeat that on the other side, and I'm gonna do this bottom bolt as well real quick. Go ahead and bust that loose. Get a little torque on that. All right. You should have 2 spacers in here in between the in-link, and that's all going to depend, the actual location is all going to depend on where your position is on your sway bar itself. So like right now I have it in the hardest position, so I have the 2 spacers more forward because this is setting farther back. So that's where I'm putting my spacers. Pretty much with every spot you're going to just change kind of the way you would think, like, you know, if it's all the way forward, both spacers are going to be more towards the front of the car. If it's in the middle, 1 spacer in front, 1 spacer in back, and if it's in the back, I had 2 in the front. All right, so got that bolt off. Now all I'm really gonna do, like I said before, is I'm just gonna put some grease in between there again. I'm just gonna get my finger, now that it's loose, get some more of this red and tacky up in here, smash it all up in between this these spacers and the polyurethane parts, because that polyurethane sure is some hard but squeaky stuff. So it's good, but it's squeaky. And I get that all in there, and hopefully this is gonna quiet it up quite a bit. All right, looks like I got it in there good, so we'll go ahead and tighten that bolt back up. Bolt your tins out again. Get your nut, bang that thing back in there. And tighten this up. So, I mean, just lubing those 2 areas, that should pretty much finish it up, guys. I don't know if you can see this right now. It's kind of dark. But the D bushing right here, this can also be lubed up. White Line says this is a non-greasable bushing, that you don't need to add grease because it has like a bit of, I don't know, like felt fabric type of stuff embedded into the bushing itself. But I will tell you, most likely putting a little bit of lube in there is not going to hurt. I don't know that I'm going to do it right now, but if it makes a little bit more noise or is annoying, I'm going to check that out. Also, you could have issue if these spacers or these lockdown spacer things, lock rings, are having a gap between here and here. You could hear that sway possibly a little bit, and it's bending, and it could just be dink, dink, dink right there. But mine seem to be looking good, and you know, they're still on there nice and firmly. You also may want to check these bars here just to make sure they're all tight. All right, guys, so I got that all figured out now. I got it all tightened down, lubed up all the bushings, tightened them back up. I'm gonna go ahead and put the jack back under the car, lift it up, take these little blocks out.